All you got to do is hold it, and you'll probably be better on this side.
Okay.
Oh, not over there. More like right there.
Okay.
As a general rule, we don't want to stand in front of their approach pattern.
All right.
All right, so I'm going to remove the pillow. This was the winter insulation.
Ah, okay.
Lay that out there for now. Now I'm going to put a little smoke up under the cover. Just going to give it a few more seconds there.
All right.
All right, so what we've got here, this is just open space, and bees will come hang out here, and sometimes they die over here. And the undertaker bees will eventually remove them. This is a divider board, and it encloses the main body of their colony. Well, hello there. You've not complained about my inspections before. Alright, that gives us some room to work. Put that up there. Now this is a feeder. And these are pollen patties. Discard that later. I want to try to get them out to see. And I don't see any sign. The risk with the pollen patties is that if they're not eating them fast enough, small hive beetles can breed.
Okay.
Using they're basically protein supplements. And I did that a few weeks ago before we really had a lot of pollen coming into the hive.
Okay.
And now we've got enough pollen coming in that I really don't think we need these.
Yeah.
But I think that probably what I'll do is lay these out so the bees can discover them and let them scavenge them up.
Okay.
There we go.
All right.
We can finish them off. They just don't need to be in the hive where the small hive beetles will.
Yeah.
Now this is sugar, dried sugar. If I continue to feed through the spring, we'll switch very soon to sugar syrup. And I was planning to take this away in preparation for switching to sugar syrup, but I see they are so actively eating the sugar that it may be the case that they're not finding the nectar that they need yet. They're finding lots of pollen. So I think I'm going to leave the sugar in place since they're consuming it. When they have plenty of nectar, they will ignore the dry sugar. So now let's take a look, and we're going to move these frames out. So this is capped honey.
Okay.
And what I'll be looking at is, do we see nectar in the frame? And I don't. So the bees, when they're hungry or thirsty, their first choice is going to be the nectar, not the honey.
Mm-hmm.
And then if they don't find enough nectar, then they can uncap the honey and consume that, but it's not their preference. Now this
Okay.
is propolis that builds up in between the frames.
Mm-hmm.
And if I want the frames to have a good solid fit, sometimes you need to scrape off the propolis.
Okay.
And propolis is one of those things that, I told you could use old comb to scent a swarm trap.
Mm-hmm.
Propolis is even better for that. They really, really like the scent of old propolis. Propolis is essentially tree sap
Oh, okay.
that they chew up and partially digest, and it makes quite the glue. And it also is apparently quite an impressive antibacterial. And so
I'm getting thumped.
okay. Yeah, try standing on this side, see if that
Okay.
makes a difference. It's funny that they're thumping you and not me. That was not a small hive beetle. It was apparently looked like a form of ladybug,
Oh, okay.
but I kind of suspect that they might be related.
Mm-hmm.
I just saw a small hive beetle. If you zoom in right here,
Okay.
he's going to climb out of that cell right there in just a moment. When he does, I'm going to see if I can squish it. See, poke his head out. Little black head there. There he goes. Little black beetle is a.
Yep.
Let's see, the bee is
It's
chasing
like
him.
he's, yeah. That's cool.
The bees probably can't do a lot to kill the small hive beetles, but they can confine them. We just about burned up our pine needles.
All right.
Wood chips and leaves and
Mhm.
grass, all kinds of things for smoker fuel.
Yeah.
Did they back off of you now?
Oh, yeah. Almost immediately when I went to the other side.
Okay. All right. There we go. That's more like it. All right. So now see the little beetle. If I can get him. Oh, there's another one. Knocked him off and couldn't squish him in time. That one got away too. All right. Oh, my goodness, there's a lot of them. Okay, it's a good thing I took that protein out.
Oh yeah, there's another one. Jeez.
There's two more at the very top.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got pollen. I'm sorry, we've got honey, capped honey. I don't see very much nectar here, and I don't see any pollen here. Some of these cells are drone size cells, but they're not used for drone brood right now. Now I'm going to insert one of these new frames. I try to keep these always in the same orientation.
Okay.
And so I'm going to put this frame in between these two. We've got a lot more buzzing right now. All right, quite a lot of honey, but I don't see any uncapped nectar. I see a couple of cells that are uncapped, but it's just as likely, based on the placement, that those are former honey cells that the bees are uncapping to eat the honey, as that they're storing. There's another hive beetle. They're sneaky little rascals. So, yeah, I think until more flowers start to show up, I think that I need to keep the sugar. So, just for the video, this is February 19th. Our temperature today is right around 70 degrees, and I don't see any indications in the forecast of cold weather again until at least March 5th, unless the forecast changes. So that's why I'm feeling comfortable taking off the Propolis that keeps these frames from fitting together closely. Let me take a look and see. So same thing, honey resources. Not a lot of sign that this is being used for nectar. No pollen here. Lots of honey. So they've got plenty of food, but it's in the form of honey, which is not their preference if they can get the open nectar. All right. Some more propolis for the... All right, so our numbering is off now because last week I took some, I took a couple of frames for a weaker hive. So we've got frame 4 is missing here, 6 is missing, and I've added one between 9 and 10. So it was 4 and 6 that I took last week. Crack this open a little bit, and then a little more smoke. We'll look at this that was formerly frame 7. Okay, here, all right, this is the fresh resources. So there's so much of this that's open that is nectar that they're storing. And interspersed, you can see the pockets of pollen, and that's freshly stored. You can see they separate it by color, so you get some packets of little cells of yellow pollen, some cells of red pollen. All right, so what that's going to tell us is that this is moving very near the brood frames, such as they are. This one is not yet a brood frame. I don't see any brood, but they always store the pollen and, to a lesser degree, the nectar as close to the brood as they can. Propolis. So I anticipate that I'm probably going to insert that other new frame in about position 2. Look out, bees, I don't want to crush you. I keep tapping my hand. After this frame, I'm probably going to put a glove on.
Yeah.
Okay. Is this the one we just, yeah, this is frame 7. I don't know if this is the one we were just looking, I think we were looking at the other side.
Yep.
This one too. This side too, same thing, lots of pollen. Nectar, some capped honey. So they are, yeah, we look, oh, there's a bee carrying a big load of pollen in there. You see it?
Oh yeah. Yep. How do they get it off their legs?
They just scrape it.
Yeah.
Back into place. All right. Gloves will come on. Smoker's going good now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so those sandpapery covered cells, those are capped brood.
Okay.
The little white grubs in the other cells, those are larvae. You can see there are different ages. These that are closest to the capped brood, so the capped brood is right through here.
Mm-hmm.
And these are going to be capped very soon. In fact, right around these cells, I think you can see them starting to cap.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then these are smaller brood. And if you go, it'll be hard to see without the sunlight. Wow, I can see. So we've got different ages of larvae all the way down until out here you start to see just recently laid eggs.
Oh, okay.
I don't know that any of that will really come across well on the... But in a few days, this will be covered almost from top to bottom with brood.
Wow.
And a couple of weeks after that, this one frame of brood will give you about 3 frames of bees. Okay, so it does look to me like some of the brood are in drone-sized cells. So, in fact, yeah, I think that all of those are drones.
Okay.
You can see the difference in the cell size between these
Oh, yeah.
and those. So all of these are going to be worker brood, and those are going to be drone brood. And that tells me that in about probably 3 weeks, it's going to be time for me to be doing some queen rearing. Now up here, there are some bees that have gotten stuck between frames and died. So I will try to scrape propolis off of this frame as well. Nope. They're not liking that very much. I might have accidentally injured
Okay.
a bee or two as I was scraping the propolis, so I may have a little bit of alarm pheromone in the air. Just investigating, not stinging. Okay, this side too. You can see a lot of the white larvae on the right side when I hold it at this angle that are worker brood,
Okay.
and some drone brood on the left side.
Yeah.
That nice little strip of pollen. And yep, so this will give us a lot, and they're right on the edge. You can see a good example of those pollen packets on the legs.
Yeah. Very good.
Somebody with the branches. Yeah, they're not happy right now. All right. It's frame 3. Ah, here we go.
Wow.
So this section in the lower right, those are drone. You can see because they're bubbled out instead of more of a flat cap.
Okay.
So those are drone brood. All the rest of that frame, the capped cells are capped brood, and they're all going to be worker bees except for those in the lower right.
Wow. All right.
And they'll be hatching out in the next few days. Same pattern on the opposite side. Drone brood, in this case the lower left. Worker brood. And I'm looking for the queen. I didn't notice her on the previous frame, and I don't see her here. But she could have been on either of these. But I don't have to see the queen since I've seen plenty of freshly laid brood.
Right.
Okay. And then we come to... Are they getting on you?
Well, I'm getting bumped by one. Yeah, there's a couple that are very interested. They're bumping me.
Give you a little smoke cloud.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I think
That
we
did it.
dissuaded them. See, they do get more alert as we get into the brood nest.
Right, yeah.
So this is frame 2.
Okay.
Okay, it looks like they're just starting to lay. The queen's just starting to lay on this frame. There's nothing very old here, but there is some brood here. Quite a lot of pollen here.
Yeah.
A little bit of nectar, not a lot. Same thing on that side. Younger brood. Okay. Do not see the queen. That's okay. And they're saying, all right, get done. Okay. So I'm thinking this is the other place where we'll insert a new frame for them to draw.
Okay.
And now I'm going to do some numbering here. This is the new frame 2, and this is going to be February 19th of 23.
All right.
This is going to be the new frame 3, new frame 4, frame 5, new frame 6, new frame 7, new frame 8. This will be frame 9, February 19th, 23, and frame 10. Now, do I want to even take a look at this first frame, or should I just seal them up? I think I'll pop this open. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. This is all food storage.
Okay.
So we've got honey, nectar, pollen.
Mm-hmm.
Ah, there's the queen.
Hey, yeah.
You saw her, huh?
Yep.
So where'd she? There she is,
Right
right there.
Yep.
That surprises me. So she was on the side facing that wall,
Mm-hmm.
which is not where she'll normally be laying. Normally it's going to be closer to the others.
Yeah.
So we're going to put them back just like they were, though. She might have gone there just to hide from us as we worked our way through
okay.
the...
Yeah.
All right. A little smoke to get the bees out of the crevices. That's you, bee. Get out of the way. Yep, we're done. We're going to leave you alone now. I really am. I'm done. Come on, bees. Get over there. All right. There's still a pile of bees in on the honey, on the
Few of
sugar.
them, yeah. Not as many as there were before, but
I think maybe I'll take that out after all.
yeah.
Because we did see plenty of honey left. There we go. And I'll take away a couple of small hive beetles in the process. All right. that is it.
All right.
So I think we can safely retire the pillowcase. So this is a pillowcase with llama wool, or not llama, alpaca wool.
Mm-hmm.
And gave them that as insulation for the cold weather. I don't think they'll need it anymore. All right, you can go ahead and stop the recording.
All right.